Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. We are live, according to Danielle on my TikTok. She says YouTube says 9:40. No, I'm looking right at it. We are live. It's 5:40 and we are live, and we're gonna recap some of my favorite shows. I know I normally do like a separate recap for the Real Housewives of New York, but it's been a busy week. So, and I don't feel like a lot happened in New York this week, which is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. We will be posting the link for you guys to call in at some point so we can weigh in on some of your conversations and things like that as well. I love how, Danielle, I'm live. Why are you sending me text messages? Well, Danielle, whatever you're looking at is wrong because we're live and there are people in the room. So stop sending me text messages and come join the conversation. Thank you. What's going on, everyone in the chat? I appreciate you being here. Happy Pride to everyone. It is Pride Month. If you missed it, I did a throwback video of my boy Up and Adam and I, and one of the conversations that we had, oh my gosh, I don't know how many months ago, did a throwback. You actually get to see the actual video footage. It was just a podcast. So be sure to check that out if you haven't checked it out already. Okay. Let me just do this. What's going on, TikTok? Barry says, tell Danielle to come on in. I thought I was like, am I going crazy? Because I'm looking right at it. But either way, I'm live. We have 55 people already in chat. Like this video. It's an easy and free way of supporting the channel. I literally pushed this video back just a little bit because I was working on a new story. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're missing out on daily and consistent hot topics. And don't forget, we already have a new episode of my podcast that's available right now, my coming out story, just in case you missed it. Be sure to check that out. And of course, every Friday you get an unfiltered version of these hot topics. That reminds me, I have to do the podcast too. Lots of things to do, y'all. Lots of things to do. Shout out to all of my mods that are already in the room. I appreciate everyone being here. Let's jump into to this recap. So the Real Housewives of New York this week, as I said to you before, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot. I enjoy it. Our girl Ebony K. Williams is back on social media after a rough couple of weeks that we had to endure on the Real Housewives of New York. But I'm glad that we had the conversation. I think the conversations were necessary. This week, though, I'm going to give a little grace. I'm going to give just a little grace to Leah McSweeney because her grandmother passed away in this episode. I don't know. Like, she tells the ladies via text that her grandmother had passed, so she didn't make it in time to say goodbye to her. I know she said in an earlier episode that, they said everything that they needed to say. But my thing is, I hope she was okay with not being there because it was really your choice. Your grandmother was dying and you decided to film. I understand you have a contract, but I think Bravo would have understood if you wanted to be with your grandmother. But anyways, I'm digressing. As I said to you before, I'm going to give her a little grace this week. But they start off where she was having the argument with Heather. But her argument with Heather seemed to get over very quickly. And Leah, we're not forgetting last week when Ebony was opening up to you why it's important to vote because of the struggles the Black community is having and why it's so important to us that everyone go out and vote. You bypassed that and made it about you, and you ran to go have a moment with Heather. But quickly, that moment in this last episode went by quickly, and they were off to this Halloween pageant, and Luann allowed Leah to win. Even though her talent, what was her talent again? Leah's talent? Oh, the hula hoops. The only person that to me was impressive. I liked Luann's talent, but she was hosting it, so of course she couldn't win. And I have to say, I was impressed with Ramona's strength. Ramona was looking diesel. I was like, right, come on, 40 push-ups. Some of y'all can't even do that. No shade. Like, I don't know if I could do 40 push-ups right now. It is what it is. It is what it is. So they had this pageant. The pageant to me was like, They were at Top and Rose. I've never been to Top and Rose, but they go there often. So I thought that was kind of cool. Oh yeah, look, no shade to Ebony. Y'all know I love me some Ebony. And Ramona made a comment about, why does everything have to be so serious? Can't we just have fun? And I get it. And I'm gonna give Ramona this moment because, okay, Ebony, that first of all, it didn't even sound like spoken word. It sounded like you were just giving a speech. I was like, and I get it, spoken word is you speaking, but it didn't. I wasn't clapping. I wasn't clapping for it. I was like, okay, Ebony, I get it. I mean, I understand you had the fro on, so you were inspired, but I wasn't impressed. I didn't like it. You could have came better, especially for Ebony saying that she used to be a pageant girl. They showed pictures of Ebony being a pageant girl, and I was like, girl, you're a pageant girl. You need to be the one to show up and show out, but you didn't. But the pageant was boring to me. The pageant was boring. But we'll move on. We will move on. As I said to you before, Leah the next day let them know that her mother passed away. Oh, one of the things that we didn't discuss, I dropped by Up and Adam earlier this week to do a recap of the Real Housewives of New York. And one of the things that we didn't discuss was Ebony revealing that she might have a half sister. And she just found out about this, I think like a year ago or something like that. Ebony has layers, y'all. Ebony has layers to her story, her relationship stuff. Her mom sounds like she's hilarious. I want to see more of her mom. But this whole sister dynamic, I'm like, oh. And, Ebony says, her only family is her grandmother, and her blood family is her mother and her grandmother. And her grandmother is dying. And so it's just her mom. I thought that was interesting, and I hope we get to see a little bit more of that play out during the season. The other part that I found interesting was Heather apologizing to Ebony for calling her articulate. She said what she really wanted to say, I meant you were eloquent, and I apologize for that. I thought that was good, honestly, because I didn't expect Heather to have that self-awareness so quickly. And the fact that she was able to check herself the next day, I don't know. People are speculating maybe it was production or maybe it was someone else said something to her. Honestly, I don't think so. I think Heather probably was just like, oh, damn. Maybe she walked out the room. She was like, damn, I know better than this. Because I do think Heather does have some self-awareness. I think Heather just tried too much. And that's always been Heather's thing. She tries too hard. I think if Heather just was like, guys, we need to listen, period, I think Heather would have scooted by very easily in this episode. But she just went from being an ally to like, girl, like, what are you doing and what are you saying? And then you end it off with the cherry on top. Oh, Ebony, you're just so articulate. And trust and believe, I've gotten those comments too. We've talked about it. Speaking of Leah, we weren't speaking of Leah, but speaking of Leah, because I was thinking of her. As I said to you before, we find out that her grandmother passes away. They're getting ready for the wake. Her sister comes in. Her sister should be the housewife. Bravo. Why did you guys choose Leah and not her sister? Her sister's actually a wife and has a kid. I mean, I know Leah has a kid. And her sister it's funnier. Even in the one couple of scenes that we've seen her sister in, she is funny. Maybe they tried to have her on the show and it just didn't work out. I don't know. Moving on. I'm doing a quick recap. I will post the link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on RHONY, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about family karma in just a second. Right now, we're talking about RHONY. I do find it interesting, and I've been meaning to talk about this. I do like a little quick recap on my social media of $1 Million Listing New York because I love looking at property. You guys know this already. We've looked at property together, and someone told me I need to look at Heather Dubrow's house. We might have to do that together, maybe next week or something. I need to look at the property because I'm not familiar with Heather Dubrow or the OC. Check the video I posted earlier today talking about that. Anyways, I do want to check that out. I'm digressing. But speaking of real estate, Ramona in this episode, it was a very small scene. She is getting into real estate. Ramona's like 60-something years old. Ramona doesn't have to work, y'all. She doesn't have to work. But I can appreciate she needs a storyline. And I can appreciate this. I can see Ramona as a real estate agent. I actually could see her selling because she's so like, buy this house, buy this house. But going through the terms, and look, I think it's important for us to have this conversation because I don't think a lot of people know that some of the terms that were used in real estate before are problematic. And $1 Million Listing just started this season, from what I can recall, going from saying something's the master bedroom to the primary bedroom. The his and her shower is I forgot what the primary, I can't remember what the actual terms were. And I learned, I think last year, I saw a TikTok video talking about why the master bedroom is called that and why it's problematic. So I noticed it in this recent episode of $1 Million Listing, and I was like, oh, I see they've updated what they're doing. Everybody's not trying to be problematic. I can appreciate it. But Ramona is learning those terms. But in the same moment that Ramona learns these terms, she's like, oh, yeah, the steps from the park. Yeah, because of invalids. Oh, my God, Ramona. Not invalids. Oh, not invalids. Oh, Lord. Camera with Ramona. She is a mess. Oh, gosh. Fast tracking through this because I don't want to spend too much time on New York because I felt it was a okay episode. Basically, we see Brashawn is coming because they mentioned Brashawn at the end of this episode. Brashawn, I'm calling you Brashawn. I know you probably don't like it, but I like the combination of your first and your last name, Brashawn. It sounds chic to me. Chic, c'est la vie. Who am I? Okay. So Sonia, Ebony, and of course Leah go boxing. They're trying to inspire Sonia to step up and step out for herself against Luann and Ramona. Everyone that comes on the show tries to help Sonia, and it ends up biting them in the ass. Let's be honest. It ends up biting them in the ass. It is what it is. But I can appreciate, because I think Sonia really does have a good heart. And look, has a good heart. But with that being said, I didn't realize that Leah and Ebony are both Virgos. You know, we talk about signs and astrological signs and things like that. Sidebar, don't forget, Sunday, Fem Tarot will be here on the channel answering your questions. And a lot of you that have had readings with her or have called in for questions, you know, she comes by here once a month. You want to call in this Sunday for our Sunday Fun Day brunch hour. It will actually be a little bit later in the day, probably 2:30 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check it out. Also, Femtaro, congratulations. She has over 1,000 subscribers now. So if you're not subscribed to Femtaro, be sure to. We just did Chrissy Teigen's tarot cards. We'll talk about what happened during that reading session of Chrissy Teigen on Sunday. Backtracking. So we find out that Ebony and Leah are Virgos. Now I understand why they probably kind of get each other, but you Virgos. And of course, my girl Sonia is a Sagittarius. I love a Sagittarius. They're a mess, but there's just a pureness about a Sagittarius. Miriam says, I'm a Virgo. Explains a lot. Explains a lot. But I always say, though, when I'm trying to organize something or I want to get something done, I'm like, I need a Virgo. I need a Virgo. Where are you, Virgo? That's just me. Janice is a Virgo. No judgment, Virgos. You're my fellow Earth signs, but you can be a lot. You can be a lot. Okay, let me move on. I don't want to waste too much time on New York. So of course, Ebony has a big election party. It didn't, Ramona didn't go. I understand why Ramona didn't go. She probably thought it was going to be like Carol's party. We all know that Ramona supported Trump before. She probably voted for Trump. I try to forget that in order to watch Ramona. But I think she thought this party was going to be different than it actually was. The party was kind of lackluster, to be honest with you. I don't think the Ebony's party was anything special. If anything, my girl Sonia turned it up. Sonia turned it up. Renee says, you are right. My boyfriend is a Virgo. Janice says, we just like to highly organize everything and everyone, Janice. everything and everyone. Janine says, Virgos aren't a lot. We are just misunderstood. The Virgos are coming out. Anyway, so back to this RHONY recap. So the end of the episode, Sonia drinks a little too much. She acts out a little too much. She calls Ramona out for posting pictures with Brashawn and Ebony. Leah says she never has been posted on Ramona's social media before. So they're trying to kind of say Ramona is sort of saying, I got black friends. I'm not racist. Okay. Do I believe that Ramona's racist? I don't know if I think Ramona's racist. Do I think Ramona might be ignorant? Yeah. Look, yeah. Brashaw, as I like to call her, is going to be making an appearance on the show, and she's coming through Ramona. People are asking me, do you think that they're actually friends? We know that they all the time try to introduce a housewife into the show through someone else. I don't know why they feel the need to do that. Can y'all just say, this person's here? Look, we haven't found out what the connection between Ramona and Brashaw is, but I'm looking forward to seeing Brashaw. I love Brashaw's husky voice. I love a woman with a husky voice. I'm interested to see what she's going to bring for the show. Like, I'm open to her. Look, I'm always open. I was open to Leah. I was even open to Leah this second season, and she continues to fail me. Bravo, take her off. All right, moving along. I will be posting a link for you guys to call in to share your thoughts. I want to talk a little bit about family karma, and then, of course, we can jump in and talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. If you missed out some of the reports that I did this week on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, including a recap of The Housewife and the Hustler, the ABC News documentary, be sure to check that out. We even had Emily D. Baker call in and break down the breaking news about ERIKA Girardi's lawyers dropping her because she wasn't giving them what they need in regards to information. She's holding out from her lawyers. Oh, I'm about to break glass in here, y'all. All right. So Family Karma, as you know, I'm a newbie to Family Karma. I love this show. I love the culture. I love the food. And this week we are celebrating Arti. They're celebrating Arti. It's 9 days of dancing. I love this culture. I love it. But of course, in between, there is drama. Can we just skip over it? Like, I like Monica. I don't, there's some people out there that don't like Monica. But if I had to choose between Monica and Anisha, I'm choosing Anisha. I love the fact that Anisha and Vishal are besties, because to me, they're just sort of like the male-female versions of each other. I love them. I think they're so hilarious. And I love the parents. I love the aunties and the uncles. They're just as humorous. And just a feel-good show. There's not a lot of drama. Yes, this episode, again, we're focused on Vishal and Risha's their relationship falling apart. But in this episode, we get to see Risha talk about what is bothering her in regards to Vishal. Vishal, to me, he's goofy. Yes, maybe he could do better in regards to his career and getting his life together. But I like him. I actually really do like him. I think he's actually, I get why Amrit is good friends with him. And again, Amrit is so cute to me. Amrit is, and look, I wasn't originally attracted to Amrit. I was focused on Brian. But Amrit, once you get to know Amrit's personality, and that's why personality is so important. Yeah, you can fall in love with someone physically, but that's not going to last. Once you get to know someone, that's what really adds to the magic. You know what I mean? So there's some magic going on between me and Amrit. Amrit's engaged. Amrit's story for this season, though, is that he has to tell his grandparents if he is to get engaged and get married to his boyfriend. I just don't understand. I get it's Miami. Why are they living in that little 500 square foot studio? I don't get it. I love his parents too, but I prefer Anisha's grandparents. Anisha's mother and Anisha's grandparents are hilarious to me. When that whole moment where she says, "Oh, who's the woman with the 8 kids?" and she says, "Octomom." No, the woman with the 8 kids, Octomom. I love Anisha. And Anisha, I'm jumping all around. I apologize in advance. Anisha's date, I said, oh, I like how he matched her humor. I thought that was really, really cute. And I hope they have a second date. I hope they get married. And I hope they have the 3 or 4 kids. Okay, I'm rushing things. So Monica is planning this big arty celebration. Of course, the arty celebration is going to be on the beach. So Bali says, I'm not coming. Bali, we need more Bali, though. I wish Bali did come to this arty celebration. I really do. I like her energy. The last episode, we saw Artie running after Rishma. Rishma is like, I didn't want any involvement. I don't blame Rishma for leaving because they're talking about her son. They don't know the full story, and she just knows it's going to get messy. And I think also culturally amongst them, they are very much aware of the show, and they're like, and I think even if there weren't cameras, they're like, we're not going to play this out in public. We will handle this behind the scenes and talk about each other like you're supposed to. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh, can we talk about Amrit and his father going shooting? To see them actually shoot, I was like, oh, damn. I was like, all right. But I hear in Florida, that's very common for people to have guns. I mean, in the South, it's very common for people to have guns. I just can't imagine a gun being in my home. I just couldn't have it. It wouldn't make sense to me. I mean, I probably should have one. I just got these guns. Look, these guns. Wait, that's what Amrit said. Oh, goodness. But the focus of this episode really, of course, with the arty celebration, which I've never been to an arty celebration. I've been to India twice. I've never been to an arty celebration, maybe because it's not around that time. But this whole episode really was focused on the breakdown of Vishal's and Richa's relationship. And Vishal makes it seem as if it's because of Lopa, Richa's mother. But Lopa says, no, I don't care what you guys want to do. I just want you to focus on, mending whatever issues you guys have together. But I think the issue really is Richa wants a certain type of guy, partially because of what her mother probably has said in her head. And she realized Vishal's not that, but there's a lot of things that she likes about him. And I think she is battling what a lot of people battle when they feel like they need to follow what their parents taught them. They should, the type of life they should live, the type of husband that they should have. I think Vishal is the complete opposite, but she loves him. I mean, I hope they get married. They've been together such a long time. But if not, move on. Look, move on. But it's going to be hard to move on. What happens? All these families are so tied together. What happens if he starts dating someone else? She gave back the engagement rings. Rings, y'all. Oh, Lord. All right. Okay, someone posted on my TikTok, Virgos just want it how we want it. Oh, okay. You Virgos are all out today. Okay, Virgos. All right, I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on what we've talked about so far. And I'm going to jump into the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'll say this. I actually enjoyed this episode of Beverly Hills. And not a lot happened, especially not when it comes to ERIKA Girardi's divorce. And again, Bravo, F y'all. F y'all. And I don't even cuss. F y'all. Here y'all go another week, making it seem as if you're going to give us one thing and we end up with something else. And the way that they end the scene with ERIKA walking in and then closing the door and this pose, I was like, she's a sociopath. She is a sociopath. And I already read her for filth earlier this week after watching The Housewife and The Hustler. You need to watch that, ERIKA. And I posted a video today talking about Andy Cohen and him saying that he didn't watch the documentary. He said the fact that Daniel Staub and Dana Wilkie were a part of it, he's like, that's all he needs to know. No, Andy, you need to know about those victims. You need to know that she's laying up in the clothes bought by the blood of victims, allegedly. Lord. Goodness. All right. Back to the Real House of Beverly. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good episode. I thought it was solid. And maybe that's because there are a lot of Housewives. And remember last week when I said that I feel like Crystal's reaction to Sutton coming into her room and her balling up on the floor, there was more to it. Well, this week we find out that Crystal had an eating disorder starting at the age of 11. And again, we have these new housewives that are just bearing so much that we never get from people like Dorit. What is Dorit's storyline? Oh, she had another fight with Kyle. Did you guys plan that? Oh, we're going to have a fight. And I still don't even get what the fight's about. Oh, let me talk. I was not impressed. I wasn't impressed with that at all. I don't know what their storyline is. And I know what you guys are going to say. Garcelle doesn't have a storyline either. I agree, but Garcelle still brings the funny. She asked the question that, us nosy people want to know. Just saying. Uh-oh, there's a Virgo on the line. Don't rush me, Virgo. Don't rush me.
I'm leaving. Hi. You tell me you're bringing me up. Oh, I'm going out tonight. So
you have a date?
Yes. No, my friend, my girlfriend. Her daughter, she graduates with my son. No.
Wait, your son graduates on Monday, right?
Monday, yeah.
Congrats to him.
Thank you.
What were your thoughts on anything? You can weigh in on any of it, because we're talking about RHONY, we're talking about Beverly Hills, and we're talking about Family Karma.
Leah does not represent Virgos. I have way better fashion sense than she does. She has a better body, but that doesn't make her fashionable.
Exactly.
I think Ramona, she ditched the event because she voted for Trump and because she didn't want to be in the same place as Leah's sister. This is not the first time that this is the Leah sister. Last season, she dissed her twice because she doesn't want her in the franchise.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I think that's the reason. ERIKA, yes, she's a psychopath. I think Real Housewives of Beverly Hills will be nothing but a nothing burger. They're making us believe that we will hear a lot. Just like yesterday, did you notice? The way they started the episode is the way it ended. Her in the car, her arriving. Is this what they're going to do? And I feel like her storyline will be, during the show, will be the one that, he cheated on me, blah, blah, blah. And the confrontation with the ladies, where Dorit says we hear this and that, will be done only in the last episode. Mark my words. Because... especially because of the interview on Sirius that Andy gave. Someone asked him, and he goes, we have to see how it plays out. Meaning, you have to keep watching. And other than that, he was dissing Dana and what's her name? And Beverly, Danielle. You know what? They were there just to add someone that they have been in the franchise, not as experts. What he did in that little snippet was very unacceptable. He totally overglossed the real stories, the real pain of the mothers and of that the first victim that's in line to receive the money. And he refers to Tom Girardi's story as very disturbing. His story is ERIKA's story. ERIKA is spending that money that he stole. So
living off of that money.
Exactly. So Bravo, to be honest with you, they should have dropped her off the franchise, just like her lawyers dropped her. I just don't get it. Why is he doing that?
Because it's bringing in views. You see how they're using it this season.
Oh, yeah, they're using it completely. And just like you said, Family Karma is such a feel-good show. Yeah. We are tuned in that. You don't need to manufacture. You don't need to gloss. And you don't need to hide what you want to hide. Because with ERIKA, that's exactly what they're doing. And every time I see her closet or the way she's walking, I have a visceral reaction to that, because all I can think of are the crash victims and that guy that's all burned. Yeah. And he lost the love of his life. So I feel like, Andy, just like you dissed Danielle and Dana for not being experts in Housewives, guess what? You cannot give your opinion on something you are telling us you did not watch. Because he said he did not watch. So he is as good as Beverly and Dana, to be honest with you.
And I've even said in my recap of the Housewife and the Hustler, I said, you know what? I felt like ABC News did the documentary a disservice by including them, specifically Danielle Staub. But I get why they did it. But if you watch the actual documentary, there's tons of experts and legal experts and people that have worked closely with Tom and the victims. The victim stories alone not even changed my perception. If anything, it nailed the nail in the coffin for Tom Girardi for me.
Yeah, I feel like I like the addition of Danielle Staub and Dana, just because they were housewives and nothing they said is a lie.
Yeah.
Nothing. If you don't like the messenger, they added them for, the shock factor, or people, oh, what she's gonna say. Yeah, they're just showing what is real, who is the real ERIKA. ERIKA used to work in the same strip joint that Danielle did. If you think low of Danielle, so should you of ERIKA, and even lower. Even lower. Yeah, listen, my girlfriend is outside.
Thank you for calling.
Bye, guys.
Oh, wait, say it again. Oh, I don't know what she said. All right, guys. We have over almost 200 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. We're talking about the Real Housewives of New York and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And just kind of going back to my notes in regards to this last episode. As I said to you before, I thought it was a solid episode. I think it was a solid episode for Beverly Hills. I don't get the conversation between Dorit and Kyle. Like, what are you guys arguing about? What really happened? And they tried to make peace with it, but Dorit was like, you're not hearing me. I could have used more of Kathy in this episode. We didn't get enough Kathy in this episode. Kathy is the saving grace of this season. We did see that Kyle and Lisa Rinna wore the same outfit. They do that a lot. For women of leisure and women of means, you think that they wouldn't wear the same clothes. You think they did that on purpose? Speaking of Lisa Rinna, we got to see some at home with Lisa Rinna and her husband time, which is very rare. And like a lot of people during the pandemic, they started farming. I was like, okay. I was actually impressed with the farming. Not impressed with Lisa Rinna. Why is everything? Because Lisa Rinna's husband, I can't even think of his name. Why can't I think of his name right now? It's there, and you guys will let me know in the chat. Why is every story that's involving Lisa Rinna, it's all about everyone else, but it's never about Lisa Rinna? It's never about Lisa Rinna. Everyone's divulging their own personal stories. Harry Hamlin, thank you. I don't know why I forgot his name. Harry was looking rough, but I get it was a pandemic. He was looking rough, but I can appreciate Harry's story and him sharing his story. But I'm like, another situation where Lisa Rinna is not telling us anything about her, and we're at her home. Okay, we got nothing. We got nothing from her storyline. Danielle, you figured out the time?
I'm going to need you to check your text message so you can see what the screen said. The screen said 9:40 p.m., sir.
I'm talking about what it says here on YouTube.
That's why I sent you a screenshot of it, because I knew you were going to try to come for me and act like I don't know how to read. So I jumped up real quick. I was like, let me get my receipts.
Here you go. Speaking of receipts, hold on. Waiting for Kempire. What is that? I don't know what you sent me. I didn't send you that.
I know you didn't send it, but when I logged in today, well, not logged in, but when I clicked on YouTube, that's what showed up on my screen.
Okay, that's not my fault.
Yes, it is, because it shows that it was set for 9:40, not 5:40 or whatever.
I never set it for 9:40, girl.
I'm just showing. That's my receipt. That's what it showed on my end.
On your end. And your look, and your issue.
You know what? You gonna stop trying to shade?
Okay, we were digressing. We have almost 200 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't liked it already. We've posted the link if you want to call in and share your thoughts. We're not going to be live for very long today because, I need to eat. Yes, it's another day I haven't eaten. Calm down.
That's a problem.
Danielle, thoughts on any of
Okay, so let's start
Karma,
here.
RHONY?
Let's start with Kyle and Renna's matching outfit. To your point, these women are supposed to be so great and fabulous. It's obvious that they're shopping at the same place, but they have different stylists or different SAs. And that's a problem. Or PAs, rather, personal PSs. It depends on where you go. Their personal shoppers aren't speaking to each other. And the fact, that's a problem. That's a whole problem because, yeah, now you look a hot mess. Almost like who wore it best. And I've missed Karma and I missed Beverly Hills, but I did see New York. The pageant was corny.
Yeah.
As much as I don't like Ramona, I'm with you. I was impressed that the older lady of her age could do that many push-ups. But remember back in the day, Ramona had a workout VHS.
Yes.
Or maybe beta.
Did she have a VHS or was she just on the cover of a magazine?
I don't remember what it was. I remember it was the 80s though. So it was that. So who knows? It was like that Jane Fonda era. So there's no telling what it was with her. So I was impressed, but I wasn't surprised because that's what she does. Luann, as usual, is boring, makes it always about her. I'm so over Luann. Heather, I'm glad Heather came back and apologized on her own. I thought that was sincere. But like I told you before, I feel like Heather is aware because of her business and the diversity trainings that she's probably had to do for work. But and not that that's a bad thing, but when you look at the Ramonas, the Luanns, and the Sonias who don't work in a corporate environment, they don't have to take those type of trainings. So
good point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because they don't work in a corporate environment. They work for Bravo. But wait a minute. If you think about it, technically they work for Bravo. So Bravo should be making them take those trainings.
Also, it's a requirement of New York State.
Yes.
So they probably have, and they just, they probably send them a link and they're like, yeah, I watched it.
Well, that's why they have tests at the end of these links.
And those tests are easy. They know what the right thing to say.
And obviously these women really don't know the right thing to say. Ebony's what did she give us?
She said, what did she give us? The spoken word.
Yeah, no, Ebony. To your point, she's a pageant girl. What was your talent in the pageant? I'm sure it wasn't spoken words.
Right? I don't know. I thought it was corny.
It was so corny, but I want to say I get it. At the same time, I'm frustrated because I want Ebony to give us more entertainment and stop, to Ramona's point, stop trying to educate us on every single episode.
Yeah.
Give us a little something.
Have fun.
Let's have a little fun. And I'm going to stick with the fact that Ebony is looking at this as a job and she's not really going to let her hair down because she's a Black woman in a white environment. And in a corporate world, Black women, or just Black people alone, if you go to the office party, Black people are very mindful of how much they drink in a white corporate office environment.
I don't drink at all, but
But you're very mindful of what you do and how you move. And I think that's what Ebony is doing. I think that's why we're not getting her to the fullest. But I think if she comes back next season, we might get a little more because she'll know the lay of the land.
Okay. All right. I'm open to Ebony getting another because I feel like she's brought a lot in other ways.
She has.
But I do want to see her have a little bit more fun. We do see her twerk though in future episodes. So maybe we will get there.
She needs not to do that because unless she's gonna go get a lesson from City Girls, she needs not to twerk at all because that was horrible. It might as well have been Ramona twerking. So that's fine.
What did you think about I know you haven't seen Family Karma and Beverly Hills, but you're familiar.
Yeah.
This latest episode of Beverly Hills, they open up the episode as if she's on her way to go speak to the ladies, and she is on her way to speak to the ladies to talk about, the divorce and things like that. But then they go, 3 days before, and then everything leads up to the ending again of her going to them to talk about the divorce, and they just show her come in and close the door, and that's it.
So I saw the clip of her driving in the car, and I think that's when I fell asleep because I stayed up late working last night. So that's how I missed it.
But you really didn't miss anything because that's the way they start is how they end.
So I heard Miriam say that. I think once again that's that clickbait. Like it's almost like they might as well just post a video and they want us to click on it for us to watch it, and they give us nothing. So I'm not surprised. And we got to think about who ERIKA is. ERIKA's not going to give us too much. ERIKA hasn't given us much her entire time on this show. And I'll be the first one to tell you, prior to all this news coming out, I was team ERIKA every day, all day. She gave us the fashions. She gave us the resting bitch face on a regular basis. ERIKA, oh, I loved her.
I liked her attitude. I liked her energy at first. And then it was just like.
But wait, on the documentary, when they had Dana on there, did you catch the shade that Dana, it was shade and tea at the same time. When Dana said, if I'm launching a shoe line and I have a budget for $10,000 and then I learn it's going to be on the Housewives show, I then up my budget to $100,000. That was ERIKA's launch of her shoe line last year that she has with that fabulous shoe people that you get the subscription to. That was the biggest party I ever saw on any Housewives.
I completely forgot about it.
Oh, how could you forget? I picked it up as soon as she put it down. Because that was the night that was the night she was launching her shoes with the fabulous people, whatever that shoe line is. Because Kelly Rowlands has a shoe, like it's been a lot of celebrities that partner with them.
Yeah, and I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name. I'm sure. Shoe Dazzle?
Is it? No, I don't really remember, but it's owned by Kimora. It's owned by Kimora. It's part of Kimora. Kimora helped start that. Kimora Lee Simmons.
Really?
Yes. But that night was when they announced they were going to one of their trips last year. Where did they go last year? Was it France? They went somewhere and they stayed in a beautiful house.
Italy? No, what's Italy? Where were they? I can't remember.
But yeah, so that was
over there. Shoe Dazzle. I was right.
Shoe Dazzle. Okay. So that was Dana dropping a dime about ERIKA changing the budget on her party, and the party was still whack because there was no one there.
Damn. Yeah, why do you think the party was whack?
I don't think it was properly promoted. It was like 5 people there, including them.
Oh Lord. Oh, it's called Just Fab. Okay, why are everyone giving me the different names? I have no idea.
I have no idea either, but that's.
But you know, I like the fact that you brought up clickbait, because we come at other YouTubers and say, oh, they only post clickbait, but we accept it from Bravo.
Well, technically, we don't just accept it from Bravo. We accept it from all TV networks, because anytime they give us something and then we get the to be continued, it's always to bring us back the following week. And we know that. That's been the marketing thing since TV Guide was on our living room tables. So it's not just Bravo that we accept it. We've accepted from TV exec forever. So it is what it is. And we'll be back.
I just feel like it's too much. I feel like Bravo's taking it to, I get what you're saying, but I feel like they're taking it to another level, because I feel like they gave us nothing at the same time.
But we're not going to get anything. They gave us what they have. We're not, ERIKA's not, we got to think about who we're dealing with. ERIKA's not going to give us too much.
If ERIKA doesn't give us enough, I understand legally she really can't, because based off the recent events of this week of her attorneys dropping her, she's not even giving her attorneys the tea. So if she's not giving them the tea, you think she's going to give it to us on TV?
Nope.
ERIKA, don't come back. You're already stealing from orphans and widows and poor burn victims. Don't come back on our show.
I'm in agreement. But then we got to let go of Dorito too, because she's born with no storyline.
I've been saying that. She can go. I do love her kids though.
Her kids are cute, and they always tell them when her hair looks bad and her outfit looks bad, because she tries too hard. She's such a, and you know, if you pay attention to even when she came on the show, she stepped her game up once she saw how ERIKA was dressing. Yeah. But she's always had a shady background too, because people are still trying to figure out how she and PK get their money.
And change houses every season.
And change. Well, I'm here for people changing the houses only because I choose to believe that everyone is Airbnb during their season.
Not Kyle.
Well, not Kyle, but I just believe that people.
Wait. Oh no, you didn't see this episode. I have to say one thing about Sutton. I know a lot of people speculate, you know, based on what they see Sutton's net worth is online. Y'all need to know that most of the time that's not even true. Sutton has money. She has like real money.
Sutton's real name is probably DeKalb, from DeKalb County, Georgia, where they have slaves and stuff. So I'm probably sure she has old money. I believe that.
Oh my God. I didn't know she had money on her own. I thought it was the money from her husband.
No, I'm sure she probably has some. The way she was upset when she said, don't you feel like we as Southern women have to try to push a little harder for people not to think that we're racist? No, Sutton. I do believe that you're slightly racist. You might want to say that you're not. And I do believe you probably come from a family of slave owners.
But with that being said, but with that being said, I really like the friendship that she's forged with Garcelle.
Okay.
You don't like it?
I didn't see that last night, remember?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I forgot. You didn't see it. But you've seen it over the last season.
I liked Sutton last season. And her and Garcelle really didn't care for each other last season, remember?
Yeah, but they got over it. They're really good. They've really become really good friends.
They got over towards the end, but Sutton, she's just she's socially awkward to me this season.
Yeah, but Sutton to me comes across. She's perfect for Housewives, and I think that's part of the reason why there were a lot of people saying we want her to have a diamond, because she's one of those women that actually hobnobs with people with money, and I love the fact that she's so giving with her money, and she throws a good party. Wait till you see this episode where she's decked out and did a whole new spin on Kyle's house that she's renting. I was like, oh, I like Sutton, even though she might be,
I do like her Southern hospitality style, how she always comes bearing gifts, and even when they go on trips and stuff.
I gotta post. Amber says, when a housewife's money is questionable, charges tend to follow. I hope not. I
agree. I agree, Amber. Totally.
Oh my God. Oh, Rasani, I'm gonna bring Rasani up. I want to hear what Rasani. What are your thoughts on anything that we're recapping? RHONY, we're recapping Beverly Hills, and we're recapping Family Karma.
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you, Rasani? Can you hear me?
Goodness. Oh, I have so much to say, and it's poor connection, I think. I don't know.
Rasani, try calling back in. It could be StreamYard. I hate when that happens. The internet, y'all. Because I love hearing what you guys have to say about this episode. We have over 200 people in the chat. And look, let's get to 100 likes. Come on, y'all. Come on. You've been watching for almost an hour. You know you like it. Stop hate watching. Danielle, I know you're watching Family Karma. What's the thing about the whole Vishal and Risha issues? I know you didn't watch this latest episode, but you know that they're having issues this season. Do you think they should break up or stay together?
Well, technically, she gave the ring back, so on her head, they're broken up. I just want Vishal to get over it, because he's kind of accepting it. Because last week when he was talking to his mom, he was like, well, she gave the ring back, so we're not engaged. But I feel like he still wants to push through to try to fight for it. And I don't think there's a fight there for him.
Well, in this episode, it seems as if she's warming up to mending the relationship. So a lot of the things that annoys her about him, she also loves about him, that he goes out of his way for her. Yeah, I honestly think he's too good for her.
I do too. I think part of her problem is she listens, and not that we shouldn't listen to our moms, but she's listened to her mom too much. And now it's like her head is struggling with her heart. Her heart is with him, but in the back of her head, in the back of her mind, she hears her mom's voice and she knows her mom isn't going to be happy. And we know that that demographic, and just sometimes people alone, are here to please their parents. So she doesn't want to hear that. And I just think her mom is just uber mean. Because she makes
perfect. She's perfect for reality TV.
Yes, she is, but she has to give the poor guy a chance. Like, sometimes it's not always about finances; it's about who's going to be good and take care of your baby at the same time.
Yeah. Shan's here. Shan, what are you? I know you're a big fan of all of these shows, but what are your thoughts? Weigh in on anything. We're covering 3 different shows.
Weigh in. I waited for Family Karma because that's my jam. That is my jam.
So what do you think about this whole situation?
I think a lot of women. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think personally, having kind of been in a similar situation, when you stay with someone for a really long time and they're not evolving at the same level as you, it almost holds back your own growth. So then you get resentful, you get frustrated, which is why I think she's over him and why I think you guys just need to let go. You were young puppy loves, move on. This is time, like, rebound to your next best.
So wait, so you don't think that the relationship is going to work out?
Long term, no. Not. How about this? If they force it, they're going to both be miserable.
I agree.
Do
Oh,
you see any sexual chemistry whatsoever? There's none. Zero.
wait. It's Vishal though. He doesn't. He has a different kind of sexual energy.
But there's no chemistry. Even if you remove sexual out of it, there's no chemistry with them two. And so
There's no hand holding. There's no touch on the shoulder as you walk by. There's nothing.
no
So they're both
affection.
going to be miserable. They're going to be miserable if they force it.
Oh,
Yeah,
God. Shan? What did you think about Anisha's date?
I thought they had chemistry.
Yes,
Right?
over the phone.
See, because that's also what I think Anisha and I have some similarities. It's almost like she needs that banter. She needs someone who can banter with her. And they had banter. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
From the jump, I was like, oh, I like this for her. So I wonder if we're going to see that play out, if they're still talking. Like, I really want that for her. I like
Me
Anisha.
too. Yeah. But I don't think if we were going to see that, they would have given us some kind of promo, like some image of it in the trailers or something. Because she's she's the narrator essentially. So I think they would have teased that to us.
Oh, no, I'm sad.
No, I'm wrong. I'm usually wrong. So that's it. What do you think, Danielle?
I don't know. I'm still Team Shan with this one, because if there was anything there, it would be a teaser, some kind of promo.
So sad. Amrit has to come out to his grandparents.
His grandma. Don't bother. Let grandma die.
You don't think? Oh my God.
Same thing. I totally thought the same thing last week, Shan. Oh my goodness. I know it sounds
we
bad,
see each other.
Oh, I love Amrit though. How do you feel about Amrit, Shan?
Can you guys help me? Why is a successful lawyer and a teacher? You get where I'm saying? Why are we staying in a studio?
I understand if they were in New York. If they were in New York, I would get that.
No,
Yeah.
because what if they're down by the beach, like Collins Ave or something?
But they don't have to be there by the beach.
But what if that's what they want? What if they're near the Versace mansion or something? Like, what if they're just in?
It's still not that expensive as New York.
I don't know, but okay. So beachfront property we know is expensive.
They're not beachfront, girl.
I don't
that
know.
view. It was.
I
Nice,
didn't see
but
the
it wasn't
beach out that
beachfront.
window.
It was like an
I'm
inlet.
trying to give them the benefit of the doubt and think they were like on Collins Ave or something.
Wait,
You're so sweet, Danielle.
Like Granny die in peace. Y'all know it. Like, right. Oh wait, no, I agree with you, Shan, because it hurts me to see them in this small space every week, and it's like.
Or what if they have student loans that they're trying to pay back?
Oh, I mean that's real.
Good one, Danielle. No, sorry, not to generalize, but just the community that I know of Indian people. There is no student loans. The parents have been saving since the child.
I know
was
that's
conceived.
right.
I know. I was trying to be nice.
And the thing is, they would have brought that up.
Danielle, who are you?
No, I think they would.
She's usually so sassy, right? Yeah, it just doesn't. I mean, I don't. Maybe it's what you guys were saying. Danielle was saying about Beverly, like it's just an Airbnb for filming.
Oh, that's a good point. But why would you want to be the minimal for filming when you want to show your lavish side?
Wait, I figured it out. It's the amenities in the building because they love the amenities in the building. Remember how he was having his coffee downstairs? Maybe that's it. It's the building that sold it and they couldn't get a bigger unit. I don't know.
They couldn't get a 1-bedroom though?
But a Keurig is only $80 at Costco.
There's Danielle.
Danielle. I would love amenities in a building, but I also need space. And I get it. Oh, wait, hold on. I moved to Miami for college at FIU, now back in New York City for 12 years, and the rent is just as bad as New York in Miami, especially South Beach.
Thank you, O Street.
Look, I don't know about that.
Yeah, Miami is not cheap.
For 2 people, though? For 2 people.
Okay, so just
men.
No, because just think about a teacher's salary. People have always been fighting about teacher salary. So
yeah.
That's not the best for the great work that they do. So there's that. And if he's just starting out in his legal career, he's not at the top of his salary. So his bill rate is not that high. Come on, Kemp, you know this.
I know, but still.
But wait, last year, wasn't he trying for partner? So he must be somewhat up. Remember last year they had the party with the partners?
He did take it. He didn't make it. And did he, or was he a junior partner?
Or maybe he should have moved into another area. I don't know. Like, I don't know. It just hurts me every week to see this this apartment.
But
And
good
they
for
look
them.
and they look
Maybe,
like they're
wait,
tall.
wait, yeah, they do. But how about this? Let's flip it. Let's be like Danielle. Let's be really nice and optimistic. They are wise with their money. They're investing, and this is just one of their many properties. Yes, that's it.
They've invested in Bitcoin and Dogemon and all of the Pokemon and everything else.
Do you need us to get back to being savage, Kempire?
Yes, please. Because I'm just like
savage. Can
I
we
don't
talk about
know.
Monica? I can't stand her.
What? Wait, okay, I am always going to be Team Anisha because Anisha just makes me laugh. There's something about Anisha that I just love. Monica, I wanted to love Monica. I wanted to, but she seems like she'd be annoying.
So
Seems
honey,
like
and
she
so
is.
princess, so like the cliche daddy's girl, and then trying to boss everyone around about how to dance around the damn fire. Let me just dance how I want to dance. Please.
But again,
It's
this is
not
why I
that
love the
serious.
show. There's nothing scandalous really happening. The biggest scandal they have right now is Vishal and Risha's relationship issues. But I love that we're getting culture, we're getting food, and we're just getting funny. These aunties and uncles are hilarious. I love them. I
agree.
love
I
the
love
show
it.
to me so far. It's just doing so well. Wait, Shannon, have you been watching Beverly Hills or New York?
Yeah, I have. I have to say that yesterday's Beverly Hills was the first time in my entire life that I enjoyed 5 seconds of Lisa Rinna. First time ever. Seeing her
What did you
take
enjoy?
that hose so seriously and have fun.
5 whole seconds.
Watching
5
her with
whole
that
seconds.
hose. I don't know if that sounds dirty. Yeah, it was 5 seconds. I smiled at Rinna for 5 seconds.
I didn't even smile at her. I
Yes.
smiled at Harry
Yes.
Hamlin.
Harry's old cute though. That's old trade cute. He's cute.
Not old
And we
trade.
did just Google him, you guys. He's 69. So that's why he looks like that.
Wow.
He also looked
Yeah, while
rough
you were
because it was a
talking-
pandemic and people weren't getting their haircuts and things like that. So, Shan.
Okay. Who are you
can't
today? I
with
know
you
you're
guys.
always nice, but you're extra nice today.
Am I? You missed the Leah conversation. Thoughts on Leah?
I
Please
did.
get him
So
started on Leah.
this is going to be her last season. Do we all agree?
Please.
Please, like,
Please.
give,
I
like,
think they're going to bring
there's
her
no.
back next season though.
As I
I
was
think-
watching the other night, I was like, this has got to be it. Like, there is like first season, fine, you could be the way you were. This season, you're still doing it. Like, there's no joy, there's no fun.
I don't like her. She can go. She brings nothing to the show. I liked her sister more.
Well,
Yeah.
I would love
Sarah
to
is cool.
see her sister around more. I would.
No, because
Did you guys see Adam
Leah.
interview her last year? Check out Adam's interview of Sarah last year. On one of his Super Bravo Tuesdays last summer, Adam interviewed Sarah, and she was so like cool.
Oh, so that's gonna drive it home. But the thing is, if we bring Sarah on, that means Leah
Then
still
we
will be
have
a
to
part of
keep
the show.
Nah,
okay
I'm
with
good
Leah
at Sonia.
though. I'm okay with Leah and her Beastie Boy looking baby daddy being part of the show.
Oh my
He
god.
does look like one of the Beastie Boys.
He does.
Oh my god. Ladies, I want to
Oh my
round up
God.
the conversation. I appreciate you both calling in and sharing your thoughts. I'll start with Shan. Shan, last minute thoughts. What are you looking forward to on any of the shows? But I know you love Family Karma.
I love Family Karma, but I'm what do I just want more Sonia. I think that's all I just want in my life right now. Sonia has been so good the last couple of episodes. I know that's kind of a lame answer, but just give me more Sonia.
No, we all love Sonia. Shan, thank you so much for calling in.
Thanks.
Let everyone know
Bye,
where they
guys.
can find you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I am also on YouTube at Shan in Van, which means Vancouver, not a minivan. Thank y'all.
Have you decided if you're going to do that thing that we talked about when I drop by your channel? Wait, did you freeze on
Sorry,
me?
you just totally cut out on me.
Oh no, I wanted to know, have you decided on doing that particular show that you wanted to do on your channel?
I have. Okay. So yeah, you guys, what Kempire's talking about is I do this thing called a happy hour, which is about dating, sex, relationships, but it's a lot to put yourself out there like that. So I was trying to figure out if I should do it again. And I've decided once I get to 750 subscribers, I will do a happy hour.
So everyone, be sure to follow Shan and Van on YouTube and support her channel. I always drop by, and I love Shan's point of view on these variety of topics. Thank you, Shan, for calling in. Danielle, I know you're not promoting anything, but
I'm totally coming to Shan's happy hour. Like,
yes,
I'm here for the happy hour, the cocktails, the kikis, and the sex, and all the other good talk. I'm here for.
Hold on, I missed the super chat. Dear Dana, thank you so much for the super chat. I almost missed it. You know, when y'all throw money at me, I shake.
Yes.
She said, Dana says, I love Grandpa on. Oh, yes. Anisha's grandpa. I love Grandpa on Family Karma. P.S. Shan, Rena is a demon. Shan. She really is. I don't trust her. Danielle, last minute thoughts. It could be about RHONY, Beverly Hills, or Family Karma, or all of them.
So I'm going to give a lame answer and piggyback on Shan and say I need more Sonia. But I love Sonia every season. Her busting her head up against the table in Miami. That scared me. I watched that one clip like 5 times. I was so scared.
I'm glad she didn't hit her head.
I'm glad she didn't hit her head. But I was like, oh, like it makes you gasp. But
this season, there's more to come with her.
I love my Sonia. I need more Sonia. Sonia is bringing it this season, going up against Ramona. Well, not in her face, but the comment that she made about Ramona, and I thought that was very good. That the fact that Sonia even recognized that, I didn't give her that much credit. I didn't give Sonia that much credit.
She comes out of the blue with stuff, and you're like.
But that's why we love her, because when you think she's an airhead, she proves us wrong.
There's more to her.
There's more to Sonia. We need more Sonia. That's why she's back every season. And I'm gonna say this about Sonia, and I've told this to people. No one believes me.
What?
There's a handbag that's a Black-owned company. I think it's Telfar or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the Housewives of Potomac just did a photo shoot.
Yes.
Sonia has been carrying his bags for like the last 4 seasons, and no one knew that. But I peeped it because I was like, what kind of bag is that Sonia's carrying? And it's his bags.
Wow.
So
See, this is why I love when you guys call in. I didn't know that.
Yes, I know. He has like those tote bags in different sizes and different colors. And one day, the first time I saw her carrying it, I saw the T and the C, or the T or whatever it is. And she was giving it to her intern. I was like, what kind of bag is that? And then she carried it again. And I'm still not, and I'm just learning that it's the Black-owned Telfar bag.
And he was recently on Wendy Williams as well. That's the only reason why I even know. I mean, I don't carry around handbags. Right. So, and there's some guys that do, no judging, but I saw him on there. And then, of course, we saw that leaked photo and video earlier. And then, of course, we saw the official photo last week or something like that. And I didn't know that about Sonia. Look at Sonia.
Look at Sonia. Look at our Sonia. Yes.
Is that it? Is that all you have to say, Danielle?
That's all I have. I'm about to go cook dinner and watch Family Karma in Beverly Hills.
Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Guys, that is it. If you're watching this recap of Family Karma, Real Housewives of New York, or the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I'm kind of glad that I did New York with this, because I feel like New York, although it's one of my favorites of the franchise, didn't have a lot this week. And if it doesn't have a lot next week, I probably might do another mashup of all 3 shows. I love all 3 shows. If you're watching this afterwards, let me know your thoughts on the Real Housewives of New York, how you're feeling about it this season. Family Karma, do you think Vishal and Risha are going to make it? And Beverly Hills and Bravo's clickbait episodes. These last 2 episodes have been clickbait, and it's annoying. It's annoying. Like, I understand promotion and teasing and making things seem a little bit more enticing, but you gave us nothing. At least give us something. At least in my videos, I might pull you in. You're like, oh, what is he going to talk about? But then I give you something. Pa-pow. Anyways, I just want to say thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat, for everyone that liked this video, and for everyone that was a part of the conversation, people that called in. I appreciate you. If you disagreed or you agreed with us, please let us know in the comment section. Love reading your comments, but of course, you can be opinionated, but be respectful of each other. Shout out to my mods. I appreciate everyone holding it down in the chat room. And we will be back. I have another story that I have to edit, and I'll be posting a little bit later on. We got some more Real Housewives of Atlanta conversation to have, and Michael Costello. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Before you go, we have 200 people in the room. Like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. You're getting daily and consistent hot topics here. And don't forget to subscribe to my podcast. The links are available in the description of this video. Thank you to everyone that's in the chat. I see you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you later. I have another video premiering in probably about an hour or so.